Hi, my name is Levi, and if your dad's like my dad, he collects some junk. Right back here, you can see that there is lots of pieces of wood and some stuff that may be useful for this project that I'm doing. My dad recently got a new mower right here, as you can see. And he had this crate that it came in. He was going to burn it, but I have a better idea. As you can see, this is going to take a while. We carried this from there to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces of wood and we're going to lay it right here so we know how much pieces of wood we have and if we have enough, like this. Then it looks like we may need 4 more pieces of wood to go across here. So we'll just go ahead and do that to maybe all sides. Okay, also you're going to want to have some safety glasses, and you're also going to want to have a parent with you just in case. And you would also probably want a nail gun because that would make it easier on you, but you can also just use a screw gun because that would also work too. So, this is also something you're going to want to have. It needs to be straight. You need to have it start off straight or else it won't really work well. This tool helps a lot with that, so I recommend using that for this project. Okay guys, so, keep in mind you have to hold this up. It can't be down like this. Okay, having these ear mufflers would also be nice for this too. Just gonna tell you. Okay, so we need to use a crowbar or a pry bar, whatever you want to call it, to pull off some of these because not all the time they are going to work. Okay, so we have gotten the thing done, but now we have these 2 pieces of wood right here. And for that, we could use this to lift it up off of the ground a little bit so it'd be easier to clean out the poop, because what we're going to do is we're going to put some wires down in here so they can poop, and then it'll go down here instead of on wood, so it won't be stinky and it'll be better. So that's what we're going to use these for, just to lift up this, one on each side. So yeah. Alright, so what we did was, as you can see down here, we added in some skids so it can lift this up. And now, in order to make the skids not move, this piece of wood that is automatically connected to this piece. We're going to use this nail gun to make it so it can't move. Okay, so for this part here, we have this. I mean, I'm probably gonna put this ahead of the video, but so far this is what we got done. And if you don't have a screwdriver for some of this part, you're gonna need to use a drill to pre-drill a hole into that, and then use a screwdriver. Since our little nail gun decided to break on us, that's what we had to do. So, yeah, we're also doubling up these. So instead of just having this, we've got screws and nails. Well, we had nails in them from the nail gun before that crapped out on us, and then we'll do the same for the bottom. Okay, so since our nail gun kind of crapped out on us, we're using this. But also, if you don't have a nail gun, this is what you do. So you have a drill that drills holes into them like this. Okay, so we're doing the same thing for the bottom, but we've got a little board here. So we want to put the holes right through where the board is. So let's just go do that. Okay, so the reason we're also doing this and putting 2 screws in each one is because raccoons are very strong animals, and it's just for safety purposes, so your animal doesn't get eaten by raccoons. So let's just do this. Okay, so we added in these 2 pieces, which makes this corner piece to where you can't see inside of there. So what we did was we put these pieces lined up with the top, and this lined up with this on this side. And then we screwed a few screws in, one in the middle, top, and bottom. Then through the middle of this, we put it through so then these 2 pieces of wood would connect. And we also did it to this side over here too, as you can see, so. Okay, so we're putting in these pieces to hide all the screws, these trim pieces, and that's what we're just going to do. Plus, it'll make it look nice and reinforce this. Okay, so we took another piece of wood to hide these screws, but we had to cut off some of it. We cut off the bad end, which would have been the piece with the cracks in it a giant crack in it actually, so let's just go ahead and screw these in. Okay, so we're adding on another piece to this side, but don't add in two pieces because we still need to do the corners on this end. Okay, so we added in this piece at the bottom too, as you can see. That's what your trim will look like when it's done. It looks pretty good, and it hides all the other screws. Okay, so we're just going to use a power saw for this. You need adult supervision. Make sure you don't have the cord under here. Also have safety glasses on at all times. These ear mufflers would also be nice, too. Okay, so for this piece of wood that we cut off here, this piece could perfectly fit in here, in the middle. So, since that's in the middle of the thing, you can easily walk on it and your birds will be safe from raccoons. Alright guys, so right here we put these corners on like we said we would. We would eventually finish this off. We put this piece of wood in here to divide this, which will be a window, and this is going to be a door. We also did the same on this side here. And yeah, so the piece of wood we have in here is what we're going to start screwing down. We're only going to do the middle because we don't need to do the ends because this thing's as sturdy as it is. So that's what we're just going to do. We already pre-drilled some holes, so yeah. Okay, so I already cut this piece off myself because we need this piece to come off for the door. And don't worry about this gap here. We're going to fix that here in just a second. So we're just going to cut this piece off and then we can get the door ready. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we did. I think we already showed you that we finished off this bottom trim. If not, then I'm just going to show you that now. We went around like this, and we've got some plexiglass here for the window, which we did this for. We have all these pieces of wood, and then we've got this on here, but if you come and have a look from the inside, then right here, you can see that all the wood isn't really the same size, but that doesn't matter because you won't be able to really see it from the inside anyways, and if you look out here, all of that is pretty much straight, so that's kind of what matters. So, we also put in this piece of wood here and here. We're going to take a piece of wood, kind of like this, but a little bit shorter, and then that is going to fit in here, and then there'll be another piece of wood here. But if you also look up here, I sanded this down. You don't need to. It's just kind of like unnecessary work, but the way we're going to do it later on is the chickens are going to be able to come up here and sit and roost. Plus, it's a lot more comfortable for us when we're building it. So yeah, it'll be comfortable for the chickens' feet and for us right now. And also on this side, we added in this extra piece, which we forgot to do earlier when we showed you. Okay guys, we got a door, but it's not on yet. So what we did was we had a giant door, which I'm going to show you where it was and how big it was. And we kind of trimmed it down. We had to use that little skill saw right there. So this is the entire door right now. That's how big it is, and stuff. And then right over here that's part of the door. A lot of this is part of the door right here. All of those pieces kind of was able to fit into this. So what we had to do, it would actually fit down to that piece right there. We had to constantly cut it, get it to the right size, and eventually this is what we came up with. And the hinge used to go here, and I'm going to show you where it used to go so you have an idea on how big it was and how much work we did to finish this off. Okay, so we're in the barn right now. That's a newer door, but it used to fit this right here. The door was just able to fit right in there. We had it there laying for a long time. This is our older chicken coop. So we had to size that door down. You can definitely tell a big difference. And in here, we noticed we had some wire right here. So we tore that down, and we're going to use that for some of the floor. So now you have an idea on how gigantic this freaking door was. Let me stand back to about here to show you. Yeah, that's how big it was. And yeah, so we did a kind of a big amount of work for that, but eventually we got it, so yeah, that's all that matters. Okay, so if you guys actually come back here for a minute, we wanted to show you what we did before we actually do anything. So right up here, we put in this roof. You don't know what angle it is, but this is 64 inches across. So in these cuts right here, we actually, we put those in so then this can hold it. We're going to need 8 of these, and we already have enough to make 3. And also we made this. I think I cut that out of the video in the editing, but we originally just had this, as you can see by the holes, but then we put this in so during the summer we can take this out. During the winter we put that in and it'll help insulate. So yeah, this can slide out just like this. Let me lay this down. And then you've just got this wire here. And we put these pieces with little cuts in so this is able to slide in and slide out. And we also put these screws here to stop it from moving too far. So yeah, that's what we've done. I don't know if we showed you what we had to do with this, but I think we did. So let's make the roofing pieces right here. Okay, so as you can tell, we started building up the roof more. We added these in to strengthen it. And then since these pieces were long, we cut off the ends, and now we're going to use the ends and put them like this so it'll help strengthen the thing. So let's go ahead and do that. This looks straight. Test it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Before it was all wobbly, now it's good. Strengthened. There we go. Okay, so we took a piece of plywood here. I screwed the box of nails there so we can do this, and I snapped a line here with some chalk. And now if I screw in here, then I'm gonna obviously hit it. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Let me actually show you this first. So this is what we've got so far, and I'm gonna just show you some measurements. So we had to cut off these ends here, so it's basically 3 inches. Let me pull that out. You can see there. It's the same for all of these, always 3 inches. I can show you here too. Well, let me pull this out some more. That's just about 3 inches. So we did a pretty good job on that. And I also wanted to show you this. So from this side here to this side here, that is 64 inches. So it would be right here all the way to right here. And then from here, let me show you, there to the same side over there, that's 74.5 inches. So that's what we've got. We added in all these pieces, but we did show you this. So yeah, that's a few measurements. Okay, sorry for not showing as much of it as we can. It's just kind of hard to now, but we stained the door that we found because that wouldn't do too well in the weather, and we used this to seal it off. So there's that. And up here we took some wood and made it at an angle, and we put this trimming right there too. So yeah, if we come around here, we did this. This is skirting from our house, and we put some screws in there. Didn't push them in too far, so we kind of used them as like shingles. And back here, we kind of did the same thing, as you can see. Right here, it's kind of a little bit off, but since we're going to put some more trimming across it, you won't really be able to see that anyways. And yeah, and for these, what we did was we cut it up to about here, and then we bent it over. So we just used one piece for that. And then for this, put a piece of wood across here. You may be able to remember the pieces of wood that go up. And under here, we also did this just to box it in. Right there, and I'm going to show you the inside. So for the inside, we had we cut this a bit too short, so we took some wood and we put it up across here. Since you won't really be able to see it that much, it's fine. And over there, we just used one piece of wood, and that one was big enough. And yeah, now we're gonna do the cap for it here pretty soon. So yeah, that's what we got so far. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we've got these cardboard pieces as insulation for the chickens. They're laying hens, and they're also our pets too. So we're just gonna do this for them. It helps them during the winter. Okay, so I forgot to tell you, but we got all this laid out, all the cardboard, and these nails that we put in with the nail gun and screws, that actually helped a lot with this. Looks like it's starting to rain. Holy crap, today's like the most rainy day ever. Here, let me move the camera. I really hope you guys can see this stuff. If not, then it'll be sped up anyways, so yay. Okay, so right now we're putting in the floor, and we've got big washers and a few screws. You can see here that it's going to be really hard for the coons to get in because we put in so many washers, because coons can easily get through here if there's not a lot of washers. So we're doing this for the safety of our animals. Okay, so we finished off this floor here, as you can easily tell, and I kind of evenly spaced out these so they're like, so each side is just as strong. So if we come out the side really quick, I didn't show you this, but we put on some gutters. Now, the reason we put on some gutters is that, well, they're also slanted, so basically, we're going to put this piece on here in a minute, but then this side will also catch water. We also had to seal that up, and we put a piece of tin there. So the water will come into here, and we'll have a maybe 55-gallon barrel there with a spigot, so we can actually catch water instead of going back and forth every 3 seconds. So, yeah, and the cap up here, like we did, you can see that raccoons can still kind of get in there. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. So, there we go. Okay, guys, so technically we've got our little chicken coop done now. We just added in a little chicken run to it with a few little poles and stuff. We added in this roof here just to protect it from hawks and owls. And yeah, we basically have chickens living in it now. I don't know what all I showed you because I didn't fully edit it yet. You've got a little feeder there. More, we added in the cardboard there for insulation. We've got this little roost here so the chickens can get up here and roost. And then up there we added in some wire because coons may be able to get in through there, through the cap. So, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to be showing maybe that one and this rooster here at the fair, so that's pretty cool. We also sealed it up. So what we did was we had the idea to where instead of going from like all the way back there, as you can see, like back there somewhere, I may put like an arrow or something in the video, and then coming back here with water, we're going to put a barrel here with and then all the rainwater will drain into it, and then we'll have a few fish in it, like maybe goldfish or something, to keep out all the mosquitoes and stuff like that, all those little bugs, annoying bugs. And yeah, it's basically what we have. And we added in the skirting all along, So it'll be harder for coons to get underneath and get the chickens, because as you can see over here, we got some wire, and I forgot to show you this. We have a handle in this here. So we've added this in here, and a little screw right here. Crap, where is it? There. And what we do is, if we have to shut it, what we do is we pull the door shut, and we take this wire and wrap it around this a few times so the door stays shut. So yeah, that's basically what we've got with our chicken coop. Well, I suppose you're wondering what washing a truck has to do with a chicken coop. Make sure you pick up your nails and screws after you're done. Okay guys, so I'm editing my video now. It's kind of done, but we may add in like a few videos on what else we did afterwards, but this is pretty much what we have the coop so far. So yeah, we may add in a few things, I don't know. You might want to check those videos out if there are any.